In this daily drop, I'm going to talk about what I think a crew really needs from a producer, whether the project is small or large. So let's go. Okay, everyone, it feels like I have not been here in this place for about a week and a half, and that's actually accurate. All of those episodes that you watched last week, including episode 200, were all shot prior to me going on the road for this production. Not a lot I can talk about because there is client confidentiality with the production I just did, but needless to say, it was an experience, and we were running at one time 4 separate rooms with production, with multiple cameras, with multiple crews, and it was hard. It was hard, but fulfilling, and lots of lessons learned all around. But after doing this for 25 plus years, some things just don't change. And that is what your crew is really looking for from you if you're in the role of a producer. Now, whether your project is small or large like the one I just did, I would say that first and foremost, what your crew is looking for is they're looking for guidance. They want somebody to give them a clear idea of what it is that they are going to be doing, who they're going to be working with, and when you are in those larger projects, that's somewhat hard to determine, especially when you haven't worked with a particular client yet. You do everything you can in pre-production meetings and everything else to sort out what this is going to be. But when you get on the ground and there's hundreds of people, literally hundreds of people working together, it's the job of the producer to figure out how all of those things work in tandem and make sure that that producer communicates to their crew, to their team, those things so that they can do their jobs and do them well. The second thing that I think doesn't change regardless of the size of production that you're doing in terms of what the crew's expectations are, and it doesn't always happen, unfortunately, is they expect to be taken care of to a certain degree, not babysat, not not taken care of in maybe that respect, but just to be fed well, to be heard, to be seen. And when things aren't going perfectly, for the producer to notice that and to do what they can to help alleviate or mitigate that problem. So I think it's really as simple as that. I think a producer's role is to take care of the crew, the people that are working with them, and to guide them in terms of what it is that we are trying to accomplish, who they should be working with to accomplish that. And it's really not that more complicated than that. But then I think that aside from that, in terms of a crew expectation, it's when you go to do another one of these that everybody understands what it is that they're trying to accomplish, but it just never ends. Um, there were times on this project where I would go into the beginning of a day and say, okay, so we've now worked out and solved those problems. We have answers to those questions, and people are going about what they're doing. But the reality is when you have hundreds of people working together and you're over 35 or 40 of them, there are a lot of questions and they don't stop until it's game time. So if you want this job, the job of a producer, just know that you're wearing the hat of many different people, but one of them is as a producer in a more traditional sense. The other one is to kind of be a parent, and not in a coddling kind of like, oh, I'm taking care of you kind of way, but just making sure that your crew has what they need in terms of just guidance. And then, of course, feed them well, let them have breaks when you can, and make sure that they're given the time to get enough rest before the next day. All right, that's what I got for you. I think in my mind, that's what crew needs. It's a bigger thing than that, but those are the basics. don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.